Hey guys, this is Jerry, welcome to the channel. Today we're driving the MG ZST Core. In case you don't know the MG ZST Core, this particular vehicle is more like a base entry model of the ZST range in New Zealand and Australia. I've driven the ZST Vibe, driven the ZST Excite and the Essence. You can find all these videos on my channel. So today, the ZST Core is the one we're going to test. In terms of this particular model, there's no difference between 2021 to 2024. So you'll find everything identical if you're buying a new or used vehicle. So hopefully this video is helpful. Do not forget to subscribe and like if you enjoy the contents. First, let's have a look outside. It's very windy and rainy today. Let's have a quick look around. Alright, from outside, this particular vehicle is finished in the Horizon Orange. Looks very different from other cars on the market. In terms of size, this car is about 4.3 meters long with a wheelbase just under 2.6 meters and width-wise a little bit over 1.8, something around that. So small to medium-sized SUV, and competitors you can find on the market are things like Kia Seltos, Mitsubishi ASX and so on. In terms of the look, not bad at all. It's quite round shape overall. There are keyless entry, 17-inch wheels on this particular spec with the basic silver finish. At the front, we have full LED headlights and some glossy black and silver trims around. This car is missing the front fog lights from the exterior, and it's also missing the fancy alloy wheels. Apart from that, looks very identical to the other ZST range. Alright, let's go to the back. Opening the tailgate, we get a fairly large space compared to other standard competitors. In the storage space, you can do high, which is on the top level, or low on the lower level. On the New Zealand spec, it's noted as 359 liters of boot space, but I believe that's based on the high level. Once you add that lower level, it's gonna be over 400 liters. So pretty good for size of this vehicle. At the back seats, this has a full fabric seat with some stitchings and design. This is my sitting position at about 178 centimeters. I've got really good amount of legroom actually. Headrooms are totally fine. It's actually quite tall. Sitting position and sitting space is really good. Footroom, definitely no problem. There's no air vents at the back, but you do have 2 USB charging. Sadly, there's no armrest in the center. Some more pockets over here. Door quality, they are okay. Some plastic, nothing soft, but you get softer touch around the armrest over here. Opening the doors, let's quickly do a closing again. Feels okay for the press. And next, interior front seats. Looks good as well. Alright, so once we get inside, we can find the leather wrapped steering with the red stitchings. The shape itself, just a standard round shape. It's not too big, it's not too small, medium size, perfectly fine. On the door side, again, plastic on the top, but soft touch material on the top. Some contrast over here with soft sort of leather finish, but definitely not genuine leather. In front of us, we get round analog dial on the side and small digital screen. That screen has pretty much all the information you need about current journey, about the fuel consumption, about your 12-volt battery, about your tire pressure. So pretty good actually. It's not as fancy as some of the digital dash you find on the market, but for this particular price, it's really good. In the center, this is the big screen, 10.1-inch display that's available on all the ZST range. The only thing that's missing from this screen, apart from the other higher spec, is the inbuilt navigation. But you do get Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, both are wired connection. So overall, relatively easy to use. There's not much features or anything like that. Most of the features you can find is the undercar or setup. You get radio control just as standard. A good thing about this vehicle, we do have the standard 360 view camera. The view quality is okay, it's not really great, but at least you can see most of the things around you. Plus you get this 3D view, which looks good, like okay again for the price tag. Other than that, we can go back. Some trays underneath, USB charging and 12-volt socket, and some hard buttons plus gear selector. You get electric handbrake plus auto hold. Underneath, we get small cup holders, small storage, plus a small center console. glove box are decent. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let's go for a drive to see how it goes. One thing I forgot to mention for the interior, you also get keyless entry and keyless start as standard across all the MG ZST range. Alright, once we're on the road, let's quickly go through some of the technical numbers. The ZST range has two different engine choices. The first two, the Core and Vibe, come with a 1.5 litre 4-cylinder petrol motor. These are nitro aspirated, produces 84 kilowatts of power and 150 Newton meters of torque, and that's paired with a CVT transmission. The numbers are not really impressive, which means it's really good for city runs, but if you want something sporty, you might want to go to the higher spec that has the turbocharged motor, and that gives you a boost of 115 kilowatts of power in total. And in terms of driving, it's still very solid on the road, even in these rainy conditions. You're definitely not likely to lose traction control or anything like that. All these ZST vehicles are two-wheel drive, which is the front, by the way. The motor will make some small noises when you accelerate, which is absolutely normal. I guess it's standard. And the good thing about the 1.5, it takes 91 petrol in New Zealand and Australia. Driving around city, this car feels okay on the pickup. It's certainly not fast, but do remember this only comes with the 1.5 natural aspirated engine. It's fairly smooth, taking off or slowing down. There's no major transmission gear change. Again, because this is CVT, slowing down, the motion is quite smooth, just like that. But when it comes down to the peak acceleration, this is not going to be the fast or performance type of vehicle. One small feature I quite like it is the 360 view camera. At low speed, if you turn the indicator, this actually comes up so you can see around you. Obviously you can disable it if you do not wish to have it on. As you can tell in this video, the engine does make a good amount of noise when you try to accelerate. But once you get to a steady pace, your speed is up, your engine noise reduces quite a bit without accelerating. So maintaining your speed is fairly easy, but accelerating you are going to be hearing some noises here and there. Apart from the noise, visibility on this vehicle, I think it's pretty good. The rear windscreen is large, it's definitely on the large size, and the mirrors good decent size as well. The visibility through the A pillar, through the B or C pillar are totally okay, definitely acceptable for the size of this vehicle. So personally, I do not have a problem with how everything dashboard sits to see in front of me or around me. Going uphill, it's not struggling that much with just me inside, but I'd assume if you have 4 people inside, more luggage at the back, the vehicle will be a little bit slow to pick up. There are Tiptronic available, so simulating through different gears. It's not really going to give you automatic feel, to be fair. Right, now we're driving on a windy sort of country road here and there. The acceleration is going to be gentle. I'm not going to be full throttle at all in such a rainy condition. Yeah, handling, it's soft. The steering is quite soft. It's direct, but it's not sporty. The car still sits quite high on the ground. You can turn the steering to heavy mode, normal mode or light mode in the setting if you wish to. Right now I think we're just on normal mode. It's balanced. Driving around this area, it's average, it's okay. Again, nothing spectacular on the handling, it's just like soft as compared to any other SUVs on the market. None of them are going to be focused on the handling part or sharp suspension. The suspension overall is relatively soft. And on this country road, you are going to hear quite some noises. But again, compared to most competitors, I think this is just average for the noise cancellation. Handling around here on slippery surface, it's okay. You don't get much of a body roll, to be fair, compared to a lot larger vehicles. And it's pretty standard. It's definitely not awful, let's put it that way. And acceleration on standard pace, it's actually pleasant, it's actually fun. Only thing is, if you really want to overtake someone really fast on motorway, this won't do the best job out of all the other vehicles due to its small motor, as we mention every single second. Yeah, on this nice surface, it's actually quite quiet. The noise is pretty good. In terms of power, let's say if you're driving something, a much smaller vehicle, a old Mazda 2 or old Honda Fit or something like old Toyota Yaris, the power of this feels actually pretty good compared to those cars. Being a reasonable sized motor, plus the height, plus the suspension, I would say this would be really good replacement vehicle if you really want a small, medium-sized SUV. But if you used to have something like a V6 or 2.2 liter turbo or 2.5 liter, you will find this power is on a limited level. So I'd assume that the target market, whoever wants to purchase one of these vehicles, are going to be someone who just travel from A to B most of the time. Obviously, they're not towing for something really. And this car will do the job, to be fair. And that's why this car is so popular in New Zealand and Australian markets, plus all the other markets as well, I'm sure. The acceleration, you can see this pace is quite slow from the start, like gradually going up. It's very steady pace, but not powerful as you can imagine for a small motor. Let's slow down a little bit. I have no one behind me. I will do another acceleration. I do apologize if you find this distracting. Let's do 1, 2, 3. It's alright, it's average as well. Again, nothing spectacular, as you can imagine. Handles okay, to be fair. I don't think it's terrible. It's on the gentle level on the handling. You can feel the car definitely can turn around at a slightly larger speed if you need to. And driving on this country road, it's relatively relaxing. Speaking of relaxing, if you do get this nice straight line motorway, this has all sorts of safety technologies: adaptive cruise control, lane departure assistance, and your steering assist, blind spot detection. Pretty much all you can think of for a modern car, at least all the basics. In some countries, they call this level 2 driving assistance, which means this car would do the job really well. Let's test this handling around here. not bad. It turns all right. I don't think it's bad at all. The steering feels, you know, still soft, still a little bit, maybe a little bit too light. Again, you can make the steering a little bit stiffer if you wish to. This is totally fine for majority of the people who commute, who drive these sort of things, to be fair. I find it normal and I'm totally okay with it. There we go. Right, on this New Zealand country road, this handle's okay. It's not too slippery on the tires. You can feel I will need to slow down a little bit, but I certainly do not feel uncomfortable or losing control on the steering. I can't say I'm impressed, but I'm definitely not disappointed. I think one thing they did particularly really well is this chassis. It's just nice balance between a little bit handling with most of it on the comfort part. It's really good. I think that's the end of this video. I think I'm done with these corners and handling all that things. That's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for staying on this late on this video. I hope you enjoyed the contents. If you do not forget to subscribe and like to support this channel. As always, I will see you next video.